Hello, welcome to my art talk today. So last week I was talking about how I want to make art that uplifts, that encourages, that gives positive feelings when you look at it. And you could say, and a work of art is realized spirituality, in that by making abstract work, I put my spirit out there. I make it from in me onto the canvas. A work of art also always negates reality. A work of art is always an abstraction of reality, because even when I'm painting from nature and I'm painting a very detailed, almost botanical study of a plant, I'm not making that plant. I've got to add more. As an artist, I've got to add more to it than what I see. So it's always going to be an abstraction of what is in front of me. I feel quite strongly that as an artist, I have to show more than what became. And that's why I say I want to make art that has a certain luminosity, something else that you can't quite put your finger on, even when I'm painting from life. And that's one of the characteristics, one of the aesthetic criteria that Immanuel Kant also lists, is the alterity. That means the otherness of art. Negation, art in its works, is always something that does not exist in the real world, a new world. That is the prerequisite for alterity. The prerequisite is that it negates the factual and creates the possible. And the possible is so important. It could be possible to have this beauty. It could be possible to do this. So yes, and I also was quoting from the Blue Rider movement and their book, which I got in German. So if I quote from it, I have to sort of do an immediate translation for you, which is a little challenging, however good my German is. So yes, they wrote about art a lot and thought about abstract art and what it meant before they started painting. Now, I like Kandinsky's writing a lot. I don't like all of his paintings, but that's my personal preference. But I do understand what he was trying to do. He was also the partner for a long time of Gabriele Münter, whom he didn't really treat very well, to be honest. He was probably also a product of his society or whatever, but yes, it was lovely. We went to see the house where they lived in Murnau in Germany. I think it was last year or the year before last, no, a couple of years ago. A lovely house where they had decorated a lot of the furniture in the walls and so on and so forth. And it really encouraged me to do more painting in my own home. So we now have a bathroom with a mermaid in it. But anyway, he says, ein Kunstwerk ist realisierter Geist. It's realized, the realized spiritual. And it also says you have to be free. An artist has to be free. And to be free is so important. However, on the other hand, we are also not free. As an artist, you are immediately constrained by the size of your paper or your canvas. So it always is a juggling. Schelling wrote about this, and he said freedom is always constrained by necessity, I think, if I'm quoting it correctly. So you have to be free within a certain constraint. There's another quote I know that I can't remember who it's from. I think it might also be Schelling, but it says each word brings its opposite automatically with it. For example, we know if we say hot, we automatically know there's a cold. So if we say freedom, we automatically know there's not freedom. And they always come together. And that's why when I get told, well, why don't you make art that's, commercial sells and all this sort of thing? And I say, well, no, I can't. I can only make the art that is right for me, that speaks to me, and hope that there's someone out there who can pick it up and it speaks to them too. That's my freedom. Where I'm not free is in the size I make. I once painted, I posted it recently on Instagram, a very large picture of 4 dogs. It was a nightmare because I suddenly realised I had this great picture, I liked it a lot, but I couldn't even get it in the car to bring it from A to B. I would have had to take it to pieces completely and so on and so forth. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm not painting work that doesn't fit in my car. So there's always that amount of where am I willing to give as an artist and how far am I willing to go? And of course, I'm always looking for something that is communicable as well. That's another aesthetic criteria. And I've got to stop now because I'm going on to 6 minutes, I've just noticed. Oh dear, I don't want to give you 6 minutes. That's too much for you to think about in one go. I want to keep it nice and bite-sized so that you can have a little ponder and look forward to the next week. So with those thoughts on freedom and not freedom, have a good week. Bye-bye.